Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really digging into a fantastic story, a real-world example of a major operational upgrade.
Yeah, this one's about tackling a Helpdesk ticketing system end to end.
Exactly. And our source here is Melody Francisco, who actually led this whole project. It's quite the success story.
It really is.
So our kind of mission for this deep dive, it's to get under the hood and see how this technical change wasn't just about new software.
Right. It's about how it fundamentally boosted productivity inside the company.
And dramatically improve things for the customer, too. That's the key part.
Absolutely. And it's a brilliant illustration, I think, of how something that looks purely technical, like an internal system change, can have these huge ripple effects on the business overall. So if you're listening and you've ever wondered about the nuts and bolts of these big transformations.
So it's just how they actually do it, how they execute these complex projects.
And the kind of impact they can have, then yeah, this deep dive is definitely for you.
Okay, so let's set the scene a bit. Before Melody got involved, what was the situation?
Well, the old Helpdesk platform sounds like it was a real piece of work.
Yeah. To put it mildly, the source says it was slow, really cluttered.
And basically zero automation.
Right,
Yeah.
Which led to exactly what you'd expect. Agents were bogged down, response times were dragging.
And customers were, well, probably pretty frustrated.
Yeah, a poor experience all around. It was obvious they needed something much more scalable, user-friendly. The demands were just growing too fast for the old system.
It wasn't just a tool problem, though, was it? It sounds more systemic.
How so?
Well, the old system was actively getting in the way of them doing their jobs well, serving customers. It created this sort of friction point,
Friction. I like that. In their whole support operation.
Exactly. And recognizing that friction and seeing how it hit both the agents and the customers, that seems to be what really kicked this whole project off.
And that brings us to Melody Francisco. She really stepped up as the project lead.
Took the whole thing on.
The whole thing. From the very beginning, like requirements gathering, getting everyone aligned.
You're just never easy.
No kidding. All the way through choosing the platform, actually implementing it, training, even the support after launch. She was the orchestrator.
That kind of end-to-end ownership is so critical, isn't it? Especially when you're trying to connect, say, the IT folks with the customer service agents.
Absolutely.
Melody wasn't just ticking off tasks. It sounds like she was acting as a translator, making sure the tech team understood the agents' day-to-day pains.
And that the agents understood why this migration was happening, the technical bits, the long-term gains.
Yeah, that sort of human-centered approach alongside the technical know-how, that feels like a real game changer here.
I agree. So, okay, how did she actually navigate this? It started with the assessment and planning phase.
The foundation.
Right, and this wasn't just a quick glance. Melody kicked off a really deep audit. They looked at existing workflows, ticket volumes, those crucial SLAs.
So like service-level agreements. Yeah, the promises they make on response times.
Exactly. And even looked hard at all the system integrations they had. The whole point was to get super clear, measurable goals before they started building anything.
That's smart. That's how you avoid just, automating a process that's already broken.
Right.
My read on it is that Melody's team probably dug deeper than just the surface data. They likely found specific bottlenecks, things maybe no one had properly measured before.
Quantifying the inefficiencies.
Exactly. So they could fix the root problems before layering new tech on top.
Which logically flows into the next step, platform selection.
Choosing the right tool.
Yep. Armed with all that assessment data, it wasn't just about finding any tool, but the right one. They looked at several options, apparently.
Makes sense.
And they eventually chose new platform name. The big things that stood out, its speed, the automation features, and, really important, how easy it was for the agents to use.
That sounds like a classic case of aligning the tech with the strategy. They didn't just pick something shiny.
No.
The choice of new platform name directly tackled those pain points they found in the assessment. The speed, the need for automation. It shows a really thoughtful, criteria-based decision.
Okay, so they picked the platform. Then came what sounds like the really hairy part, data migration.
Oh, yeah. Moving the data. Always tricky.
Melody worked really closely with developers on this. They had to securely, accurately move thousands of old tickets.
Thousands. And it's never just copy-paste, is it?
Definitely not. The source talks about mapping fields like figuring out how data from the old messy system fits into the new structured one.
And creating workflows. Testing.
Testing those edge cases. What exactly are edge cases in this context?
Edge cases. They're those weird, uncommon situations, like maybe an old ticket had a really strange format or a comment field used in a way the new system wasn't designed for.
Okay, the oddballs.
Exactly. Things that might only happen 0.1% of the time, but if you don't account for them during migration, they can cause major headaches later. So mapping fields properly, finding and fixing those edge cases before you go live, that's absolutely critical for data integrity. Melody's team clearly got that.
That level of detail is pretty impressive. So after wrestling the data into place, they focused on process redesign.
Just as important as the tech itself. Maybe more so.
You think, okay. So this involved streamlining how they categorize tickets, adding smart automation rules, things that actually save time.
And improving the tagging system, it sounds like.
Yeah. The goal was making it way easier for agents to triage issues quickly and just get back to customers faster. Empowering them, really.
And this is where, the value really comes in. Just installing new software doesn't magically fix everything.
Right.
By redesigning the processes alongside the tech, they made sure they were actually using the new platform's features to make the agents' jobs better, more efficient.
Yeah.
It's that whole package tech and process together.
Makes sense. And then the final piece before launch.
Yeah.
Training and rollout.
Can't forget the people part.
Absolutely.
Right.
They didn't just, flip a switch and hope for the best. They developed clear, standard operating procedures, SOPs.
What?
Ran thorough training sessions for everyone involved, and they managed the actual switchover so well. Get this, 0 downtime.
Wow. For a help desk, that's huge.
Isn't it? For a system that's critical for customer support, achieving 0 downtime is, well, it's seriously impressive.
It really is. That speaks volumes about the planning and the execution. It means customers weren't impacted, internal teams weren't disrupted. That's a massive win in itself.
So let's talk results, because they are pretty stunning, tangible, measurable stuff.
The payoff.
Okay, ticket resolution time improved by 45%.
45% faster. That's significant.
Agent productivity up by 60%.
60. Wow. So agents are handling much more.
And the big one, maybe, customer satisfaction scores. They went up by an almost unbelievable 98%.
98% increase. That's transformative.
It really is.
Yeah.
The new system is fully automated now, apparently future ready. Just incredible results.
What this whole project led by Melody really drives home is that a technical migration like this, it's not just swapping out servers or software.
Yeah.
It's fundamentally changing how a whole part of the business, in this case customer support, actually functions. It's such a clear line from operational improvements.
Directly to business performance. You can see it in those numbers.
Exactly. Tangible, measurable impact.
What a brilliant case study. This deep dive into Melody Francisco's project, it just perfectly illustrates how doing a technical migration, right, thinking about the tech, sure, but also the processes and the people,
The whole picture.
can genuinely transform operations and deliver massive benefits for the company and, crucially, for its customers.
Yeah, it really highlights the power of that holistic approach, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
When you deeply understand and carefully manage all those pieces, the technical, the process, the human side, you can achieve really remarkable things. Measurable success isn't just a hope, it becomes likely. And that brings up, I think, a really interesting question for you listening, thinking about your own work, your own areas of interest. Where might a similar deep dive, a real look under the hood of an operational challenge, reveal some untapped potential for that kind of transformation, that kind of significant impact?